Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk diabetes with Nkiruka. And today, as promised, I'm going to be talking about carbs versus protein. What's better for blood sugar? As persons living with diabetes, we're always trying to figure out what's better for our blood sugar levels in terms of the food groups. So today I'm paying more focus on carbs and proteins. So if you're living with diabetes, this question could actually change the way you eat and feel every day. So let's get down to business and let me break this down. We all know that carbs are our body's main source of energy, but they break down very quickly into glucose, and this always means a rapid spike in our blood sugar levels, especially if we're consuming simple carbs like white bread, fizzy drinks, or pastries, processed foods, and all of that. But we should always have at the back of our minds that not all carbs are the enemy. So complex carbs digest more slowly, and they cause like a very gradual rise in our blood sugar level. So now that we understand the different classes of carbs, let's delve into protein. So we've got foods like chicken, fish, tofu, and legumes. These are proteinous foods, but the good thing about them is that they don't cause an immediate spike in glucose level. In fact, proteins actually digest more slowly with very minimal impacts in our blood sugar. However, like I mentioned in my last video, through a process called gluconeogenesis, our body can actually convert excess protein into glucose, especially if you are a person living with diabetes on a low carb diet and you're consuming more protein. So you're going to have that spike in your blood sugar levels like hours later after you have consumed a large protein meal. So, like in my previous video, I mentioned that proteins can actually raise blood sugar, but this happens rather slowly and is less dramatic immediately, but raise surprises at us much later, like hours later after consumption. So, let me go ahead and answer the question I posed in the beginning. Which is better for blood sugar? Protein or carbs? So if you're trying to keep your blood sugar levels steady, protein tends to be the better option, especially when paired with fiber and healthy fats. Carbs are not necessarily bad, they are not bad, but you need to choose low glycemic, high fiber carbohydrates. So this is very, very important and key in our dietary management of diabetes. So, for example, I want to have grilled chicken. My grilled chicken is best paired with probably steamed broccoli, steamed cauliflower, or steamed spinach. Or you can make a tomato-based saute sauce with ugu. Ugu is our local Nigerian vegetable. It's called pumpkin leaf in English, or spinach. And if you're having like toast bread, which should ideally be 2 slices, you should pair that up with avocado, lettuce, tomatoes, and boiled eggs. And if you're a cheese lover, you can pop that cheese on top and have a very nice balanced toast. So if you live with type 1 diabetes, you need to remember that high protein meals without carbs. I mentioned this in my previous video when I talked about proteins. You might still require insulin, but you should be mindful when administering the insulin, and you discuss in more detail with your dietitian so that you know what types of protein that needs to be matched up with insulin. For me, the proteins I match up with insulin, will I say they're totally protein? They're in between protein and carbs. So that's like the black-eyed beans. Black-eyed beans tends to spike my blood sugars no matter the way they are prepped. Either a beans pudding or a bean cake, they all spike my blood sugar. So what I do, and over time I've come to understand how to manage my insulin dose whenever I eat such protein slash carb meals. So I tend to give very minimal doses and watch and see how it impacts on my blood sugar. Then for persons living with type 2 diabetes, lowering your carb intake, especially refined carbs, can actually improve your insulin sensitivity and reduce your blood sugar spikes. So now the bottom line that you all need to pay attention to is that it's not that carbs, we shouldn't compare the carbs versus the protein. It should be all about creating that balance. So it's not more of a comparison of are carbs better for me, or the proteins better for my blood sugar. It should be about a balance and the quality of the food groups you're eating, the way you combine the meals. So it's very, 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 very important to focus on the balance, quality, and portion of combining carbs or proteins. And I would best advise that if you opt for choosing high protein meals, you need to match them smartly with carbs to keep your energy steady and your blood sugars in check. Remember, if you like this video, I need you to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button. If you've got any questions, please use the comments section below and drop the comments in, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Remember, proteins, carbs are not the enemy. It's all about balance, quality, and portion control. I'll see you guys in my next video, where I'll be talking about how fats affects blood sugar levels. Bye.